How's it going, guys? This man here. Today we're back for a random video. Today we are back with the best bets for 311. I might as well just do a quick recap of last week's card. The favourites did not land. Tsarukyan basically came out with the way I wasn't really expecting. He puts hands down, moved back, got caught. Okay, acceptable. Persano had the power like I did say, but fair enough. Tsarukyan had it. He won, okay, and lock of the week lost. I won't say dubious circumstances because Chris Curse was going to lose the decision. I just think it's weird that the stoppage is such and no real punishment for blatant fouls. But if you stayed with that and you backed everything in the video on tenors, you'd still be up 64 quid, so you're up 163 so far in the 3 events because all 3 underdogs won. I think I may have left one out. I was meant to put in Bruno Lopez, so I forgot that one, but I had him back myself. I just forgot to put him in the video, so basically would have been 4, but you would have made 86 and would have lost 20, so you would have been 66, and then, you know, from another time, we're 163 up, let's just say that, and that's the way that I'm going to look at it. If the lock of the week does fail this week, I will be eating the hot chip challenge. If it does fail, I'm hoping my lock of the week doesn't fail, so I don't have to do this. I will throw that 20 quid in Ronnie Barlos soon enough, and I will show you, which is just a waste of money. But anyways, let's get down to lock of the week.
And a Chisinau Republic of Moldova, Sergey Polar Bear Spivak!
And yes, lads, so as you can clearly see, the lock of the week this week is Sergey, the white polar bear, Spivak. I'm going with Spivak. Personally, the reason I'm going with him is I still do not believe that Jonathan Almeida is a heavyweight. I still think if he moves down to light heavyweight, he can have a great run. I just think once he actually meets the person who puts out for him an actual heavyweight, it won't be as easy to take down. He will struggle, because you can even see in the Romanov fight, when he can't get someone to the mat, he does struggle. The Curtis Blades fight was another one. If he doesn't get it to the mat, to be honest, he doesn't have spectacular striking. He's one of those ones where prioritise grappling, prioritise BBJ instead of really striking or trying to get a solid base. It's one of those things that I think could hurt him in this fight if it goes into the later rounds, because his cardio is still not very good. Even the Romanov fight, cardio is a question when he actually has to strike. It's one of those ones where I think he could tire himself out by going for too many grappling / too many takedowns. And you go with Sergey Spivak in that sort of style, if you end up on your back, Sergey Spivak will not sit on you 25 minutes like he did against Derek Lewis in top mount looking for nothing. Sergey Spivak will look for a submission, and he stays very active on the ground. I think Spivak has realistically the sort of motion to be able to do this. They've both only lost to the top people. Like, you know that Jonathan Almeida only lost to Curtis Blades by second round, and that first round wasn't very promising, didn't show a massive amount. And then, you know, Spivak lost to Gan, who compared to the last opponents of Trubuland, Romanov, same thing, but the difference is Romanov went to a very scared decision, I guess sounds say scared, just nothing going for either man, to Spivak's first round armbar, which looked extremely well. So Spivak will be the one I'm going to pick at 7-2. We're at the favourite section now, and I'm going to be honest here, lads. I'm going to be realistic with you. This card is very underdog heavy for me. I struggled to get this Aka going, or parlay going, but this is what I've come up with at the end. So we're going to go with Kevin Holland. I think Renderator may have last year at least one of the worst debuts in the promotion after being hyped up and kind of being this kickboxing lad, and then he comes in and he doesn't look good. James Shree just realistically gassed at the same time as him, and he gets the submission, but it might as well have been in slow motion. It's like if that a 5000s fight ended in submission. It was just one of the most lazy arm triangles I've ever really seen. I didn't really fill me with confidence for this fight either. It's one of those ones where it's kind of like hard to say, but it doesn't fill me with confidence. I kind of just think Kevin Holland's a more all-round fighter. He really is. He's more well-rounded. He should surely get the career back on track. He didn't do too bad against Roman Diaz until the rib injury. It's just surely, as he says himself, you keep Kev around. I can see him getting a big win and getting back into people's thoughts here. I think second or third round finish I can see by him, because if Rendler, I think, could be one of these fighters that only has 5 minutes in him and not much condition, because he didn't really do too much in kickboxing past maybe about 7 minutes. So it's one of those ones where I think Kevin Holland takes it. But just before making this, I had this fully set up, but the odds actually changed just today, so he's technically not a favourite, but I'm going to put him in this pair because evens is so close. My argument towards Yuri is Jamal Hill has beaten no one in his career. He's realistically beaten, he has Glover Teixeira and that's it. Yuri's beating everyone that's come near him besides Pereira. Once Yuri gets an actual top 5, he always takes them. I think Jamal Hill is a very, very good fighter. He's just almost too delusional now for his own liking, because it's hard to put away Yuri. Rakic had him on the ropes. The only person that's fully been able to do is Pereira. He had him on the ropes, couldn't finish him, then gets into the second round and gets finished. Now, I'm not saying Rakic is nowhere near as good as fucking Jamal Hill. Easily, he shouldn't be top 5. I'm still not really sure why he's top 5 in that division, but I don't think that Yuri will lose this one. I think the only people Yuri loses in the division is Pereira and Ankalaev, and maybe Jan Blachowicz, if Jan Blachowicz keeps that heavy wrestling game. But if you give it to me, I'm taking Yuri at evens. Then we go over to the 2. We have Renya Nakamura facing Mulan Gulov. I had my doubts about this one actually off the bat, but when you look at Regnar's pedigree, he's an Olympic medalist. He has a very, very good heavy wrestling game. He trains with Kaya Sakura. He trains with Sura Taira as well, which is all big credit to him. They're big, big things to be training with. I assume he would have fixed a bit more striking, and I still think he has wrestling advantage. I really don't think he's going to struggle with that. I think this should be probably a 15-minute affair, probably a decision. But there could be a finish. I won't rule that out. He is good with submissions when it hits the mat. And Mirsan Gulov hasn't really fought anyone in MMA. Yeah, so Mirsan Gulov with his 19-6 record, he's 3-3 in the UFC. He's lost to John Castaneda, Said Nurmagomedov, and Challen Haliger. They're not strong people to lose to either. Like, Yan Hung Kyun, who he beat in his last fight's been released, and then Diego Silva is not a bad one by a finish, but it's just one of those ones where I think he faces a wrestling prospect, he gets submitted. And then we go with Brandon Sopjai. Sopjai is very unlucky, because to be honest, he was literally winning his debut. He would have had a win on his record, and probably not be fighting this low down against Ricky Trejos. But unfortunately, the man gets knocked out with one of the best knockouts in UFC history, and one of the best of last year with the double switch knee. Like, it's like if you've seen a Mortal Kombat X-ray move in real life where he just double switched on his whole body, cheese, this absolute just blob on the ground. Was a brilliant finish. I think he had that up to 1. I think the scorecard showed that as well. It's just, he should have won it. His grappling, his takedown defense, his striking was all good. I think he's very all well rounded. Ricky Trejos, I don't really think he's good enough to be in the UFC. He's 2-2. It's Raul Rojas Jr. and Alman Sahabi, and he's only beaten Kevin Norden and Bracey Henstein, so nothing really that impressive on the UFC caliber for him. I think Brandon Sojai, with the gym he trains in as well over in Sweden, with Gustafsson being one of his coaches, it should probably get more of a drilled sort of takedown defense, which I don't think he'll lose. He had it in the first fight. I really don't see Ricky Trejos doing too much damage on the feet. So I'm going to say Brandon Sopjai. We're going with Clayton Carpenter. Now, Clayton Carpenter's definitely got a very big fight here. It's maybe a bit too quick by the UFC, maybe. One of those ones that I'd argue is maybe a bit too fast. With a kind of flaunting division at 125, I think you kind of need to push people up quickly. Like, he is fighting the 11th ranked at 29th. Now I will give, look, we'll call him Trigger. Big Trigger is 4-1 in MMA and the UFC. It's not bad, but when you see that he has 2 years of ring rust on him, his knees would need a bottle of WD-40 to be able to actually like fully function. I think he kind of has like a Van Basten sort of thing where there's no cartilage in his knees, because he looks decrepit. His striking has never been good. It's very slow. He's just really, really good at grappling. He's just a Russian wrestler, but I have a feeling that Ken Carpenter can actually probably survive long enough for him to gas himself out to make him look really, really slow, and then Ken Carpenter takes it over on decision is kind of what I can see. And I think he can stop a lot of the takedowns after the first round. If Clayton Carpenter keeps this on the feet, he's very lively to finish it, because Trigger's very, very slow. Like, the only real thing he's had is a grappling match that he lost that I was able to find where he looked very slow. I'm surprised with the odds of 5-2 Clayton Carpenter, because I think Clayton Carpenter is very, very likely to win this, especially over 15 minutes, and I think the finish is very live, because Trigger's very, very slow at the minute. It could nearly be a retirement with injuries that he's had in the layoffs. Who knows? I won't say that with confidence, but you never know what might happen. Next on we have Diego Ferreira. Now, I really debated this one. There's actually meant to be someone else here, Dumas P pulled out, so I'm just going to say it here, but I debated this one quite a bit, because Grant Dawson, I think, has soured a lot of people after getting finished by Danny Green, or King Green, or Bobby Green. Danny Green's a basketball player. Bobby Green, it's one of those ones that kind of makes him a bit on the hard side to kind of back again. His wrestling has always been solid, but if this stays on the feet for long enough, you see what he done to Michael Johnson, absolutely left him in next week. And if he lands one of those overhands, like one of the powerful overhands, he can easily catch Grant Dawson and finish him. At the odds, I don't see the point of not playing it. I think it's the right sort of move with these sort of danger aspects. Grant Dawson's great wrestling, but not great cardio, not great submission, not great like strength and conditioning. His cardio has weighed and could be cracked. I'm not saying that. Obviously, he's the younger fighter. Diego Ferreira is just going to turn 4 by 10 years. So, you know, it's one of those ones where you really think Grant Dawson should do it. But with that questionable chin, I couldn't pick him. I think Diego Ferreira lands that mad overhand in the second or third and just clocks him out. Plants. Good night, Irene. On to the next one, we're going with Breel Dariush. I'm going to be honest, I think Breel Dariush is being a bit disrespected by the UFC here. Manny Pacquiao is a good fighter, don't get me wrong, but Breel Dariush has only lost to 2 former champion, who's still 3rd and arguably going to fight for the title, Charles Oliveira, that he lost to, who is fighting for the belt this weekend, Arman Tsarukyan. So it really begs the question to watch more kind of what Manny Pacquiao has done. Manny Pacquiao beat Beyond Saint Denis, fine, but that wasn't really that impressive to me. It should have been stopped in the first round. He set a record. I don't know why the referee let that go. But into the second round, he gassed. Completely fair that he gassed. He put everything into that first round, fine. But he gassed and still lost to Boan Saint Denis with one eye. He lost the round to a man with one eye. Like, Boan Saint Denis said he was just guessing and was still landing. He's very hittable. Breel Dariush, never really the best striker, but when he's hittable, and if the gas tank doesn't hold up, because if you think about Manny Pacquiao's career, that's been kind of an issue. Julian Turner knocked him down. His cardio, lucky enough, held up there for Julian Turner and tried to go walk off KO for 300 extra. Fair enough, 300 extra. He dropped him, and then Drew Dober dropped him. Now, he had to wrestle for his life against Drew Dober, and I understand why. Drew Dober is a very, very heavy hitter, but, you know, it's one of those ones where he lost to Rafael Dos Anjos and Rafael Viz. Now, they're years ago, but it does still show somewhat of a wrestling heavy game that can take him a strong 15 minutes. He does crack, and he does show some weakness, so I'm not going to pick Manny Pacquiao. I was picking on it, but Breel Dariush is going to be the underdog that we're picking. Then we're going for Merab, and I can't understand why the odds are like this, even though he is a champion. You know, Khabib and Nurmagomedov for Russian grappling, blah, blah, wrestling, you know, the main thing that they're known for. But Merab hasn't lost a fight since 2018, and to be honest, I thought and I think he has, fought the higher competition between the two of them. Like, he's 18-4, okay, he's picked up 4 losses, and he only has 3 finishes, or 3 KOs. He's beat O'Malley, Sejudo, Yan, and Aldo. That was his last 4 wins. They're extremely good. Now, okay, fair enough, Sean was neutralised. Sean was taken down for all the fight, and then in 1 round he got striking. Fair enough, he got it going, that's fine. But then Henry Cejudo, he picked him up and dominated him. Yan, that is an extremely impressive win to have over Yan. He out-wrestled him, he really showed it, and then Zelda was all the same. His last loss was 2019. Merab, all the same, the machine, very good wrestler, not great striking. So it's kind of, I don't want to say it's a striker versus grappler, because obviously not. He clearly has good grappling, but Merab has superior grappling. Like, I'm going to go on a limb on the biggest one here and say this is going to be an interesting fight. And this is something I'm really putting in my neck here, because this could be terrible. I just think surely someone has to bring a fight out of Merab, and I think this will be it. I think this will be a good 5-round scrap with Merab taking it. I'm not going to say controversially, but maybe in the Russians' eyes, maybe in a few different things, just because he's the champ, not take the belt away from him. But also there is the 0 on the line, so that's kind of the main thing, that kind of question about that too. But I'm going to give it to Merab. I think Merab is the man to go with, and that's what it's going to be. So let me just quickly show the ACA. Right, lads, we're here now with the ACA. So we're going to go with, obviously, Sasha Boy, Rinya Nakamura, Kevin Holland, and Yuri, which on a 5er brings back 63 with a boost. That's using Bet365. I would recommend, if you're going to bet on this for the first time, use Bet365. I think it's the one that has the most universal odds between us and America. To make this supposedly accurate to be very, very close, or parallel very close to. But Anyways, if you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I might do another video leading up to this card with props or something along those lines. I'm not 100% sold on that yet. But if you did enjoy the video, just remember to hit the like button. If you're never hit the subscribe button, put down below who you think's going to win. If you agree with my picks or predictions, my best bets here. If not, I'll see you on the next one. Peace.